My name is Kayla, and I'm going to be introducing you to the Pomodoro technique. Imagine yourself sitting at a desk. You've been there for hours just trying to complete one task. Have you ever sat and asked yourself, what can I do to make this more effective or easier? What kind of techniques do you use now when you're trying to get a task done? I see a lot of us are drawing up a blank, and that's because it differs for everyone. It's very difficult to remain on task, especially if you find that you have a deadline that you have to meet, but you can't bring yourself to do so. That's where the Pomodoro technique comes in. The Pomodoro technique consists of 3 steps: setting a 25-minute timer where you work uninterrupted for those 25 minutes, no distractions. And once those 25 minutes are complete, you receive one short break of 5 minutes and then repeat the step. Once you have completed this twice, you do receive a longer 15-minute break. Now you might be thinking, how is this supposed to be effective? How does taking a break mean that I will eventually get my task done? First, we actually have to go into the brain behind this technique. And that would be Francesco Cirilli. He came up with the Pomodoro technique when he found himself sitting at a kitchen table with a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. He sat down and worked for those 25 minutes straight. And what he found was, so long as he worked uninterrupted for those 25 minutes, just focusing on one task at a time, he was very productive. Then he found by implementing breaks, he could spread that task out and then not get so drained from trying to accomplish one task. The implementation of breaks allows your body to take a moment to recollect and recharge before you move on to the next task. Now, what I found interesting was when you literally translate Pomodoro, it does mean tomato. And I thought that'd be a good way for each of us to remember that whenever we're trying to look for the next way to find a solution to us procrastinating on a task. Breaking it down, it might not sound very effective, but there was actually a study done that consisted of 50 college freshman students. The study had the students attending a Zoom class online where they had to implement the Pomodoro technique to see how effective it truly was. Of those 53 college students, 40 reported that they were actively engaged while using the Pomodoro technique, and then more than half of those same students reported effective time management. Now, I'm going to keep it simple for you. I've attached a screenshot of my own PomoFocus. This is an online resource that you can use that has your own Pomodoro timer. Here you can see my task was to complete my PowerPoint. I thought it would take me much longer, so I said it would take me 2 rotations of the Pomodoro technique, meaning it would take me a total of 50 minutes of uninterrupted focus time. What I found was, before my original timer was even up, I had basically completed my PowerPoint because I allowed myself to work without interruptions, meaning I put my phone away, I turned off the music, and I allowed myself to go to a quiet space where I could sit uninterrupted. I had 3 minutes remaining, and what do I do then? Now, this is not always the case. We're not always going to finish the simple task in the 25 minutes. And that's where our short breaks come in, those 5 minutes. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, 5 minutes is nothing. What can I accomplish in 5 minutes? What is the purpose of having 5 minutes for a break? What I want you to see now is that while I have been presenting to you, I have a timer set for 5 minutes. We have already passed the 4-minute mark, and we still have a minute and about 30 seconds left. And yeah, I have fully explained to you who invented the Pomodoro technique, I've explained to you how you can implement it, and I've explained the benefits it has had on me. I want you to think about that. What are some ways that I have found the Pomodoro technique to affect me? When I first attempted to go to college, I was not a very good student. If I found a task to be mentally draining or it did not align with my own personal likes, I would push it off. If it didn't bring me a sense of joy, I found no purpose in it. When I first had a discussion with an academic advisor, she told me about this technique. And since then, I have found that I have been quicker to get assignments turned in on time, and I have been more willing to sit down and do the work when I see it as working for only 25 minutes. There are multiple online resources you can use, such as PalmaFocus. You can go to YouTube and use different videos. And you can also just use a kitchen timer. So the next time that you find yourself unable to complete a task or unmotivated to begin a task, I want you to think of the Pomodoro technique. I want you to think of how in 25 minutes you can get so much work done. And I want you to think of the benefits of how taking a 5-minute break can affect your work ethic. Thank you so much.